Nikita ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Yes ma'am, प्लीज स्टार्ट प्रोग्राम। सब लोग कनेक्ट होते रहेंगे, प्लीज स्टार्ट।
Yes, sir.
और अभी अशोक सर
Good.
कनेक्टेड नहीं हुए हैं। वी कनेक्टेड, आई इन्फॉर्म यू।
Okay, sir. So यदि मैं बढ़ते बढ़ते सर के सेशन तक चले गई then
प्लीज कंटिन्यू मैम, नो इश्यू।
okay. Good evening, everyone. RFI welcomes you all. I am Professor Nikita Sharma, MP State Secretary RFI. Would like to greet all of you present here. As you all know that we are here for International FDP on Business Analysis and Business Intelligence. As you all know that today we all are here for the last year of training program. Today is the 8th day of FDP. For that, we have joined with our guest, Dr. Professor Ashok Kumar Gupta, sir, Chief Managing Director of RFI, and our subject expert, Dr. Krunal Soni, sir. And the topic is Advanced Excel Tool for Data Analysis and Valedictory Function. From day 1 to day 7, we had different topics and different subject experts with us. Let's take a brief overview from day 1 to day 7. In day 1 of International FDP program, we had Dr. Saurabh Jain, Chairman and CEO, Research Foundation of India, and Dr. Shrishti Chabra, Coordinator, Indore Zone, Malwa, Nimar. And the sir addressed in inauguration ceremony and in the session. And I would like to thank for the motivational booster and guidance from the audience, from the participant side. Moving towards the next day, in day 2, our topic was analytics in human resource management, and for that we had Dr. Ankita Jain. Ma'am, thank you, ma'am, for that wonderful session. In day 3, our topic was basics of statistical tools for quantitative research using SPSS, and for that we had Dr. Chanchala Jain, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for that interactive session. In day 4, our topic was marketing analytics. For that, we had Dr. Parul Sharda, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for that friendly session. In day 5, our topic was analytics for finance, and in that we had Dr. Krunal Soni, sir. Sir, that session was very interesting. So thank you so much, sir, for that session. And in day 6, we had the topic was application of description, and we had Dr. Deepak Agrawal, sir, for that session. Thank you, sir, for that satisfying session. And in day 7, our topic was use of R for data analysis, and for that we had Dr. Chanchala Jain, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for that awesome session. Now, moving towards the day 8. We had our today's guest, Professor Dr. Ashok Kumar Gupta, sir. Due to some reason, he is not with us. So I think I am here with sir's profile. I would like to introduce sir. So with the lines, the kingdom of heaven is not a place, but a state of mind. With this line, I feel it a great honor to introduce our today's subject expert, Dr. Krunal Soni, sir. So here I am introducing sir. Dr. Krunal Soni, sir, is an associate professor of finance and accounting at the School of Management, GSFC University, Baroda. He has a total of 10 years of experience in academics and 3 years of industrial experience. His qualification includes BBA, BCom, MBA, qualified Gujarat, set in management, PhD, diploma in foreign exchange and risk management, postgraduate diploma in research and methodology. He has a total of 24 publications in various reputable journals like Scopus, ABDC, UGC-CARE, Web of Science, etc., including a patent in Government of India under the Intellectual Property Right Act 1970. He had received 3 Best Research Paper Awards in various international conferences organized by different academic institutions sponsored by UGC and AICTE. He was awarded with Best Faculty of Management Department at Parul Institute of Management, Parul University, Baroda. He had been invited 20 plus times by various B school, UGC, HRDCs, and research institutions to present his research on analytical techniques and methodologies. He has also international conferences across India and USS along with 17 seminars and workshops. With this, I feel a great honor to invite the sir for the session. But before that, please let me confirm whether Dr. Professor Ashok Kumar Gupta has joined with us, sir, or not. Ajay sir, now what I have to do? Shall I start the session? Sir, I think we should move ahead, and when the sir will come, I will give sir's introduction in between the session.
Okay. So thank you, madam, for the brave introduction, and congratulations to RFI for the great success of faculty development program on business analytics. So let's go ahead. So in my last session, we have seen the various analytical tools for finance. Now, in a general sense, if we want to go for the analytics, so Excel can do the wonders, right? We can see this in many of times. So in during this FDP program, you had gone through many softwares. It's always good to have the knowledge of everything, right? But if we see the inceptions of this business analytical program, so earlier this software was not existing. So at this point of time, what was the basic tool for the analytics people, right? So they are used to usually do analytics with the Excel. In our academics, it has been said कि अगर बंदे को Excel नहीं आता है, so he cannot sustain, right? So Excel can work everything, right? Even if we think about, whether we are thinking about the analytical point of view on statistics, whether we are thinking analytical point of view on accounts, whether we are thinking analytical point of view on the time series data also. So Excel can do the wonders. If you know the tools, if you know how to run, then Excel have all the solutions. Now today is a scenario that the market is catching up with the data visualization part, right? So we have seen this many data visualization parts that has been come out. People are using Power BI, people are using Tableau, people are using MySQL when the things are going in, very bulky data that we have. And if we want to combine our data and to have the fruitful solutions, so you can go for MySQL also. But in a nutshell, if we have observed things very minutely, so we will come to know that all these tools that has been evolved as a part of data analytical tools, the base and the concept that they have picked up, it is from the Excel, right? So Excel has all the features. Even if you want to go for data visualization, if you want to go for any sort of charts, so Excel has all the solutions. That is what we need to understand, right? Because Excel is very scientific and technicals, right? So let's go ahead. Before going to that, it is very important to introduce about what Excel is and why people are learning Excel today in spite of having this much amount of software in the market, right? There are something paid, there are something open access software, and there are something in a cracks also, right? So different softwares are there. But if you don't have anything, and if you have a simply Excel, things are possible, right? So let's go ahead. So I'll share the screen first. So uh, Excel, with this advanced Excel, what we can do this. So simply we need to understand that let's suppose I have this amount of data, right? So if you can see this data is a very huge number, right? So the problem for the researcher is when you have to work on the data, the things are going to be very difficult when you need to find out the certain data, right? Let's suppose this is one, garments of data are there where they have collected the feedbacks of the customer after making every sales, right? So what we need to do, suppose if somebody is asking in your organization that this person with this numbers and with this size of data, right, what would be this kurta price with this amount of size, so what would be the price of that kurta, right? So it is on the screen so that I can identify. But what if I have a huge number of data and I need to find out the solution? Can you see this data? You can see this. How many rows, how many columns are there? You can see the number of customers. The last digit that I have it is 31,448 responses that I have it across the India for the different retail sector customers who has taken a survey on the people perceptions towards kurta and western dress or whatsoever, right? It is basically a textile industry survey. Now if I want that, in Agra, the person who has in Agra, the person who has preferred, or you can say in Bangalore, the person who has picked up double XL with the kurta, so what would be the price of that particular kurta? So that sort of analysis, that sort of queries that we need to resolve, right? So in that case, it is very important to understand the various tools and techniques of Excel through which your work can be simplified, right? So if you go into the Excel, first of all, we need to understand what is Excel and what Excels can do. So here you have the various formulas in formula bar. If you can go into it, so you can see this auto sum. So you have sum, average, count number, maximum, minimum, everything you have it, right? So you can use this tool. If I want to find out what would be the maximum price out of this total number of series, so that would be possible with the max. And what would be the minimum price that has been noticed out of the entire sales that has been happen in the garment store, right? So that also possible. And count number means the total number of responses that we have if you don't want to scroll it down, right? Recently used, so whatever recent tools that I have used, so that is also possible here, right? So you can see this, then you have the financial tools, those who are dealing in financial sector. So you have the various tools, right? Yeah, in the last lecture we had a discussion on this parameter like net present value, we have it, then other tools like if you are aware about, then IRR tools are there, XIRR tools are there, which help to find out the exact rate of return that we have noticed, so you can see this IRR, future value, right? So all these tools are available if you know that. Logical tools, if you go into it, so when we are making certain conditions, right? So if this condition is getting fulfilled, you need to put yes. If this condition is not getting fulfilled, you need to put no, right? So these are the very important conditions, but it makes our work very easy in terms of the demonstration of the data and the representations of the data in front of your management. So it is very important to understand the usage of each and everything that you are seeing on the screen, right? Then you have the text, so text basically, we are using right nowadays. We have seen the many FDPs are going on with the software called NVivo, right? So NVivo is a software to to understand, to make an analysis for the qualitative data. So if you have a
Hello, sir.
if you have
Sir, sir, kindly again say what is the tool?
qualitative data.
No, sir. Before qualitative data, you are using a tool. Which tool actually I cannot hear properly?
Qualitative, no, text analysis.
NV
NVivo.
something.
NVivo. I was talking NVivo software.
Okay. Sir, actually,
NVivo. That is called NVivo software. If you want to
it
use
is a
it,
paid.
yes, go ahead, sir.
Sir, it is a paid tool.
Yes, sir, it is a paid, but if you want to go for it, for 1 month, you have the trial version.
According to spaces, almost.
No. According to the date of registration that you have.
Okay.
It will be 1 month, free of tools, right? Then after you need to pay.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So can you please repeat the name once again? What is that tool?
NVivo.
AND.
Let me type it. So the tool name which I was talking, this is NVivo.
NVivo. Okay.
Right. So it is a 1 month free trials, right? So 1 month free hai ye. Then after
This
it
is for the quantitative analysis only?
yes,
Yes.
not quantitative, qualitative.
Qualitative.
अगर आपने let me tell you one thing, अगर आपने गूगल में ऐसी इमेज देखी है कभी, have you think कि भाई ये इमेज कहाँ से बनी है और ये क्यों बनी है, ठीक है? So I'll just show you the demonstration. You can see this image.
Yes, yes, sir.
Have you seen this kind of image? Many of our time when we are going for, so this kind of image we have seen this.
Yes.
What NVivo is doing. So when I'm taking interview of some person, right, and some person is delivering a speech, right. So during his speech, if I need to identify, हम लोग जैसे बच्चे को एक पैराग्राफ देते हैं और उसको बोलते हैं कि भाई पैराग्राफ का जो एक प्रॉपर टाइटल है वो आप जस्टिफाई कीजिए. Right. So what NVivo is doing, NVivo is picking up, even if you have your, case study, even if you have your speech record. So whatever that you have it in terms of qualitative data, not in quantitative, right, which cannot be used for analysis in Excel or everything. So what NVivo will do, NVivo will pick it up, these important words, and this is one of the demonstration in terms of data visualization that I have heard one speech of others, and out of this speech I have found out that this person has picked up these words in this number. Like suppose if you can see this word is the biggest number, so that person has used maximum time this word, then second time words, then third time this, fourth time analysis, fifth time yours. मतलब जो नंबर सबसे बड़ा दिख रहा है ना आपको, वो अंदर उस स्पीच के अंदर उसके ऊपर ज्यादा इन्फ्लुएंस कर रहा है.
Okay.
Right. So this is how you need to interpret. ठीक है?
But it is not for use for quantitative analysis, no? This is all about qualitative.
So, madam, quantitative के लिए you have n number of software. Even you don't need to go for NVivo and everything, right? I told you, before invention of any software, Excel can do wonders.
Right, sir.
Right. So, and we have seen in the last session, right? जब मेरा हुआ था 5th day पे. So we have seen this. Fine. Okay. So these are the things, right? अब we need to identify कि कौन सी चीज कहां पर हो रही है, ठीक है? So let's suppose मैं इस कैटेगरी को कंपैरिजन में ले रहा हूं. So this is a category to make a comparison, and then I need different results. कि मगर कि भाई इतने पूरे डेटास में से अगर मैं इस कुर्ते की बात कर रहा हूं तो वो कुर्ता कौन सी सिटी में बना है, कौन से स्टेट्स में बना है, उसका पिन कोड क्या है, एवरीथिंग आई कैन डू इट. ठीक है? बट बिफोर एनालाइजिंग दिस आई हैव नोटिस वन थिंग कि मुझे अगर इसको स्क्रॉल करना है तो मेरे पास ये ऊपर का हेडिंग चला जा रहा है. ठीक है? फाइन. सो एनीबॉडी नोज व्हाट टू डू?
Freeze that column.
Yes, this is very
Yes, sir.
right. This is very important to freeze your panel. ठीक है? So what to do with the freeze of panel? You have to freeze your panel, right? So you can see this in view option. There is an option called freeze panel. सबसे पहले काम आपको ये करना है. Being a researcher, this is very important. ठीक है? So you need to freeze that column, yeah, row, whatever it may be, right? So you can see this. Now whatever data I will scroll it out, I will have the headings of that. ठीक है?
Right,
So
sir.
this one important parameter for the data analysis that you need to freeze the data. I repeat, you need to click the below row which you need to freeze. Let's suppose if you want to freeze first row, so you need to click on second one and you can go ahead with that. ठीक है? So this is how you need to freeze it up. Or else you want to freeze multiple things, so you can click over here and you can go for the freezing one. Okay. Okay. So this is one parameter that we need to freeze the data. Okay. Then what we need to do when we need to find out this kind of categorical things, so we need to use the lookups, right? You are aware about that VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP,
Yes, sir.
right? So that lookup we need to use it. So how to use it? So you can see this categorical data. I'll take it in another way. Okay. So this is one categorical data that we have. Okay. So this is one categorical data I have it. So I'll just paste it over here. Okay. So I have just taken the kurta over here. Right. Now what I want the answer of city. You know, I want the answer of city. जैसे कि मैं कोई भी कुर्ता है, जैसे यहाँ पर मैं 49 नंबर के रो में है, तो अगर ये कुर्ता है तो कौन सी सिटी में से आया है? ठीक है? That answer I needed because earlier my data was not with me. Now I want this answer कि ये कुर्ता अगर मैं बात कर रहा हूँ 49 नंबर में, तो वो कुर्ता मेरे को कौन सी सिटी में से मिला है? When I have a huge number of rows also, so it is very difficult to identify, the results of it. समझ में आया? So this is what I'm doing it. So let's suppose I'm doing VLOOKUP. So what we need to do? So you have to apply equals to. The screen is properly visible, or shall I zoom it?
Yes, sir. Visible.
Okay. So you need to apply VLOOKUP. Fine. Now how to do it? That we will see. Okay. So now if you can see this, so I'll apply over here is equal to VLOOKUP, and I'm looking for city, है ना? I'm looking for city. ठीक है? Okay.
Right.
So is equal to VLOOKUP. And so first they are asking, you need to put, right, whenever your window will pop up, the things that you need to put up, that will be bold, right? So first they are asking, you need to put the lookup value. What is lookup value over here?
Full sheet from where I'm searching the data.
Which category, for which category I need to search the data?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm searching for the kurta. Okay. Now this is the category for which I'm searching it. Right. So this is a point where I need to take the column or row in which I need the results. Then I'll press comma. Then they are asking the second part, that is the array of table. ठीक है? Table array. मतलब आपको कौन से डेटा में वो चीज चाहिए?
हाँ. From where I have to select that data.
Yes. So I need this Brinda store, right? And I need this data, मतलब from category to city. ठीक है? From category to
city.
Right. So this is what I needed, or else I can stop myself over here.
Right.
Right. So then I will press, if I need to select all this data together, so what I need to press? If I want to reach to the last level, so shall I drag my mouse, or there are shortcut keys to use?
Yes, there is a shortcut keys, Control Shift and arrow down.
Yes, Control Shift and down arrow, right? So it will select all the data that you want to select. So it has been done.
Yes, sir.
So now the data selection has been done. Now you can see this. You don't have to go into the back seat. You just stay into this seat only. Right. So now they are asking, so what you need. Right. So now they are asking column index number. Right. They are asking column index number. What is your column index number? What should be your column index number? So your column index number should be how much column you have selected, and out of this column, which column you need it as a part of your results. जैसे कि आप देख रहे हो, we have selected the column from, we have started from J1 and we have ended up to O, right? तो हमने कितनी columns ली है? J, K, L, M, and O. ठीक है? So out of this J, K, L, M, and O, उसमें से मेरा column number कौन सा है? Right, for each city, for which I need the answer.
O. City.
O. So in number it is 6th.
Yes.
So it is 6.
Okay.
Right. So I need the answer from the total column which I have selected. Out of that, my answer is in the 6th column.
Right.
Right. Then I need to press comma.
Right.
Right. Now I want approximation match or I want exact match.
Exact match.
So you need to select false.
Okay.
I need to have exact match, means if this is not an exact match, then my answer should be wrong. Clear? So I have selected this. Right. Now I have closed the bracket. I'll press enter. You can see this. The first column that we have it is from the city Mohali. Right? And we will verify the answer that the first kurta that we had it, is it from the city of Mohali or not? So you can see this. Is it clear?
Clear, sir.
Right. So same way, if you need in terms of, the price at which you have buy, that also we can see that, right? So first of all, we will complete this. So city hamari hai Mohali, so I'll drag it. So it will give me the answer for all the, all the columns.
Right. Sony sir, is there any another method of doing this also? Is I'm confused a little bit. Is there another method also?
Where you get confused, I think this is the most appropriate method to get it.
Okay. Okay.
Most appropriate.
Okay.
One time you will face a problem, but once you are getting into it, you will enjoy this function.
Okay.
Right. Okay. Now, if I want, what would be the price of this? Right. आपने आपके बॉस ने आपसे मांगा है कि आपके पास इतनी बड़ी शीट है, मुझे ये सब नहीं चाहिए, है ना? और उसने बोला कि रैंडम नंबर आपको दे दिया है कि इन 5 का चीज लेके आओ, इन 5 का आप सिटी लेके आओ और उसका अमाउंट लेके आओ. एक तो ऑप्शन है आप कंट्रोल F करो और जाओ और मैन्युअली चीजें लिखो. ठीक है? This is one option. Another option is you just go ahead and you can have the wonders over here. Clear? So now if we want the amount at which we have buy, or else if you want to go for ship postal code, ठीक है? जैसे हमने सिटी है तो हम लोग पोस्टल कोड पे चले जाते हैं. ठीक है? मुझे पोस्टल कोड चाहिए कि जहां पर उनको मुझे सेंड करना है. राइट? सो आई नीड पोस्टल कोड. So I'll go for it, postal code. Again, I'll put VLOOKUP. Okay. Then you can see this lookup value. So this is kurta for which I want postal code. Right. That Mohali ka ye jo kurta hai, uska postal code kya tha customer. Right. I'll go into the original data sheet. That is this one. So from category, I need to go to ship postal code. Yes or no? So earlier our data category selection was from J to O. Now our categorical selection has been extended from J to Q. Okay, so then I'll put Control Shift and down key. You can see this. So it is done. So selection of data is done. Now I'll put the comma. That is column index number. So they are asking column index number कि आपका जो answer column है वो कौन सा है?
अब 8 आ जाएगा.
That is ship postal code.
Right.
In our selection, first from J to Q. So this is 1, J,
8.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8.
8.
If postal code is in 8th column, for which I need answers.
Right.
And again, I need to put comma and I need the exact answer. If it is not there, kindly show me the error. That is what I'm instruction giving to the MS Office Excel software. Okay? So now it is false. Okay? So now it is false. I'll close the bracket and I'll press enter. You can see this. ठीक है? तो मैंने मोहाली में से जो कुर्ता बाय किया था उसका जो पोस्टल कोड है वो है 414. ये रहा, देखो डेटा तो पूरा नीचे आ गया है. उसका पोस्टल कोड है 140301. Is it same that we got 140301? Fine enough?
Yes, sir.
And you can drag it down. So it will get it for all the data. जिसका जहां पर भी है, even if you get the random data ना, then also it will fetch the answers. Clear? So what is the purpose of using the VLOOKUP? That if we want the answer based on the column, right? So we can get it with the use of VLOOKUP. That is called vertical lookup. Okay? Okay. Now if we want the H lookup, okay? we want H lookup. Done. So what we need to do? H lookup will help to find out the horizontal value based on the data that we have. So I'll put H lookup. Done. So first of all, I click the lookup value, that is kurta, which is common for both. Now table array. So table array is also common. Let's suppose I'm taking from J to O. Okay, I'm taking J to O.
Okay.
And I'll press Ctrl Shift and down key, so it will select all. So it gets selected. Now you can see this. If I'll put a comma, now they are asking row index number. What they are asking?
Row index number.
Right. So they are asking row index number. So आपको कौन सी रो के लिए आंसर चाहिए? For which row you need answer?
All the rows or limited rows?
नहीं, all the rows that you can go ahead. मतलब आप कोई भी रो के लिए अगर आप जाना चाहते हो, so you can go ahead, right? Let's suppose I'm going for 2. ठीक है?
Okay.
I'm going for 2.
Okay.
Just a minute. Okay.
Only for the column number, row number 2, you need the data.
Yes, yes. So they are asking row number 2. Okay?
Right.
And H lookup is false. If doesn't match, go ahead with the false results. So then I have closed the bracket. Just a minute. There would be some data selection mismatch. Fine. Wait a minute. I'll select data again. Fine. So now you need to go for okay. Yes. So we need to select the rows. Yeah. We had selected a column. Okay? From which row you need the answers? I
Okay.
hope it is clear.
Now you selected the row from 2 to
Yes,
12.
because in H lookup you need to select a row.
Okay. But if we need a data only from one row, that as per the previous, so we can select one row, that is.
Matlab, whatever row data that you have, even if you have a 31,000 row, that also you can select.
Okay.
Okay. But for which row you need a results, that you need to give it.
Getting comma then.
Right. Then press 2. I need for 2 column, and then I'll go for false. Okay.
Why you put it 2? Because you selected 2.
Just a minute. I'll come back.
Please come back on that.
ठीक है. अब देखो. अब कुर्ता जो है, ठीक है. Why I have put 2? So when I put 2, तो मैंने कॉलम सिलेक्ट किया था यहाँ से.
Right.
ठीक है. तो अब मुझे कौन सी कॉलम के लिए मुझे आंसर चाहिए? आई नीड रो. कौन सी रो के लिए मुझे आंसर चाहिए? तो आई नीड आंसर फॉर रो 2. व्हाट इज रो 2? फर्स्ट इज कुर्ता एंड सेकंड इज सेट. क्योंकि ऊपर का फर्स्ट जो है वो तो हमारा कैटेगरिकल बाइफर्केशन है. हमारा सिलेक्शन कहाँ से है? R2 से लेके R11. तो मैंने R2 से लेके R11 सिलेक्ट किया, बट उसमें मेरा एक्चुअल जो रो है वो सेकंड है, विच इज सेट. तो अगर आप यहाँ पर देखोगे कि आपका सेकंड रो है वो सेट वाला है. ठीक है. बिकॉज फर्स्ट इज कुर्ता, सेकंड इज सेट. सो आई हैव पुट द सेकंड वन एज अ पार्ट ऑफ माय फाइंडिंग्स. तो मुझे सेकंड रो में कौन सी चीज है वो मुझे चाहिए. सो आई हैव पुट द सेकंड वन. ठीक है. बिकॉज मैंने कैटेगरी सिलेक्ट किया था, कैटेगरी. अगर मैं सिटी लिखूंगा ना, तो सिटी में मेरी सेकंड रो में कौन सी सिटी आ रही है वो भी मुझे मिल जाएगा. ठीक है. तो एच लुकअप क्या करता है? हॉरिजॉन्टल रिजल्ट देता है. जैसे एच वी लुकअप में हमने क्या किया? ड्रैग एंड ड्रॉप.
राइट.
तो क्या हुआ? पूरी कॉलम के मुझे आंसर्स मिल गए. बट एच लुकअप क्या करेगा? इट विल ड्रैग इट लाइक दिस. क्लियर? सो दिस इज व्हाट द डिफरेंस पॉइंट इज.
Okay.
Fine enough?
Fine. Clear.
Okay. Yeah. So this is column number 2. ठीक है. If I'll select the column number, row number, let's suppose मैं लिखता हूँ 31,000. ठीक है. मुझे 31,000 की रो के अंदर कौन सी आइटम है वो मुझे चाहिए, तो मैंने लिखा 31,000.
But you haven't selected the row. You selected the row from 2 to 12 only.
Yes.
हाँ.
I cannot do that.
Yes. First
Right.
of all, you have to select
What
all
you
the
need to
rows.
do, let's suppose if I'm selecting second, so it will give me answer.
Yes.
Second row के अंदर it was kurta.
Right.
You can see this. This is
Right.
kurta.
Right.
But now let's suppose we will go with the huge number of data. So we'll have the clarity what exactly we need to do. Right. So now I'm going to select the array. Okay. So I'll select all the rows together till 31,480.
Right.
Now I'm writing, I need the answer which is in 31,000 row. Okay. And then I'm putting false, exact match. मुझे वो चाहिए कि 31,000 रो के अंदर कौन सा प्रोडक्ट कैटेगरिकल था जो कस्टमर ने पिकअप किया था. So it will give me answer. It is kurta. Let's check it. Is it kurta? Yes. You can see this 31,001 means हमारे लिए 31,000 हुआ.
Right.
First row will be exempted because of the category. 31,000 row के अंदर the customer who has selected the product is kurta. So this H lookup and V lookup will helpful to you when you need to find out certain data which are not meeting to your expectations, and you need to find out those things. So this kind of data will be helpful, So this kind of functions will be useful when you have a huge number of data set and you need to identify, you need to prepare one report जिसके अंदर आपको कई चीजों की requirements होती है, कई की नहीं होती है. So every time you should not copy paste and all these things, you will do it. If you apply the lookup, it will take all things together.
So from educational point of view, it is clear. Yes, it is very clear. But actually, while doing any research, it is helpful.
Definitely, madam. If you were talking about qualitative data, right? So what was the customer opinion in 7 or 8 sentence or 8 lines? If I need to find out, so that is possible.
Okay. Okay, sir.
This is any sort of data that you have, which is turns into number of row and number of columns. So this kind of tools are very helpful. Believe me, H lookup and V lookup. Even madam, in education, in admission time, we had a huge number of data for which we are going for admission process, generating students ID and everything. So at this point of time, if we want to make a multiple sheet for multiple purpose, where we don't want all kind of data, but we want selected kind of data. So you don't have to go for like this, selecting column, selecting row, number of responses. And this kind of practices will invite certain errors for generating data. So if you want to do error-free work, then you need to go for the formula. Sometimes physical efforts will work, but there are huge chances of inviting certain errors while preparing those kind of data.
Right, sir.
But these are very accurate data because it is system generated data. So if you don't have to rectify that this is correct or not, it is done. Clear?
Yes, sir, clear.
Yeah. Now, second point that I need to make a focus as a part of advanced Excel analysis. So basically, you need to go for pivot table. Right. So pivot table is very important tools in terms of जैसे कि आपके पास ये बहुत सारा डेटा है, ठीक है. अगर आप देखोगे डेटा, so from column A to this data are going like column S, and हमने number of rows तो देखे ही हैं 31,048. Right. So this is a huge quantum of data that we have it. Right. Now I want pivot table to represent, जिसमें मुझे ये चाहिए कि कस्टमर कौन सा प्रोडक्ट प्रिफर कर रहा है विथ नंबर ऑफ साइज, और उस साइज के हिसाब से उनका अमाउंट कितना प्रिफर हो रहा है. ठीक है ना. जैसे कुर्ता बाय कर रहा है तो कुर्ता कौन सी प्राइस पे अलग अलग सिटी में बाय हो रहा है, सेट बाय कर रहा है तो कौन सी प्राइस पे, और एक्सेल बाय कर रहा है तो वेस्टर्न बाय कर रहा है तो कौन सी प्राइस पे, अलॉन्ग विद द बाइफर्केशन ऑफ देयर साइज. कौन सी साइज का प्रोडक्ट किस प्राइस पे बिक रहा है और कौन सी कैटेगरी के साथ. ठीक है. तो आई वांट दैट कुर्ता डबल एक्सेल. ठीक है. जैसे आप नॉर्मल चार्ट्स में जाओगे तो व्हाट विल हैपन, जैसे आप एक नॉर्मल चार्ट्स पे जा रहे हो, लेट्स सपोज वी विल पिक अप वन चार्ट. सो अगर आपको चार्ट्स प्रिपेयर करना है तो यू नीड टू गो इनटू इंसर्ट एंड यू नीड टू गो इनटू दिस पैरामीटर. सो इफ यू गो इनटू दिस, सो यू हैव द ऑल चार्ट्स, so whenever the price products are there, I always prefer a line chart to define the things, so it will be more useful for me. Right. So let's suppose I'm going with this line charts. don't know why it is taking time, but anyways. So लाइन चार्ट क्या करेगा, उसको डेमोन्स्ट्रेट कर देगा, ठीक है ना, कि कौन सा प्रोडक्ट कितनी प्राइस पे जा रहा है, ठीक है. So this is the work of line chart. But what happens when we have more than two variables into X and more than two variables into Y, right? So in that case, we cannot go with these simple charts. We need to go for the other charts that we have, that is called pivot table, right? So pivot table is much more useful. It got hanged, so let me give some time.
So you have to close your
Hello.
windows. Many windows are open.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir, बोलिए.
Sir, actually actually I am very clear that the pivot table is used for lots of variable. Na?
Yes, correct.
If you are taking dependent or independent variable more than 4 or more than 5, then you have to use the pivot table.
Perfect, sir. Categorical representation, and once you need a summary of that table, so pivot chart will give that summary. And
sir, if you are taking scaling also, if you are taking a scaling of ordinal, nominal, and other scale, then also use pivot table. Na? More than 2 to 3 variable is also there.
More than 2 variables means? Yes. Sir, this
sir,
is
actually I am saying that actually I have two to three columns.
I got your point, what you are trying to say. ठीक है ना. Actually pivot table जो होता है उसका basically use क्या होता है, so that we need to understand. तो pivot table जो है, ठीक है ना, तो pivot table का basic use तो वही है कि when we are using certain things, right, when we have things in a multiple manner, ठीक है, और उसके बेसिस के ऊपर हमें आंसर लाना है. जैसे कि आप यहाँ पर देख सकते हो, आई हैव रन वन पाइवट टेबल ओवर हियर, ठीक है. सो दैट वी विल डू इट, कि अगर आपको पिवोट टेबल का काम करना है तो व्हाट यू नीड टू डू, ठीक है. तो पिवोट टेबल क्या करेगा, लाइक लेट सपोज मुझे ये दो कैटेगरी चाहिए, ठीक है. सो आई विल टेक इट इन अनदर शीट. जैसे आप बोल रहे हो ना, जैसे आप प्राइमरी स्टडी कर रहे हो, तो प्राइमरी स्टडी में यू हैव जेंडर, you have ages, है ना. तो वो सारी चीजों के लिए भी आप पिवोट टेबल यूज कर सकते हो, दैट इज फाइन, ठीक है ना. तो मल्टीपल कैटेगरी वहां पर भी शो करेगी. आई विल शो यू हाउ इट इज. एंड यू नीड अमाउंट एट व्हाट यू नीड टू बाय, ठीक है. आई टेक दिस थ्री थिंग्स टुगेदर. नाउ आई विल शो द डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन इन पिवोट टेबल. कैन यू सी दिस कंडीशनल फॉर्मेटिंग इज अप्लाइड. So I'll clear the rules. ठीक है. So this is what I have the data is, ठीक है. Fine. So now what I need to do as a part of pivot table, so you need to go into, ठीक है, you need to go into data, and can you see this option pivot table?
Yes,
right?
sir.
So you need to go into this. From you, they are asking from table range, or they are asking from external data sources. So even if you want to fetch some external data, that is also possible. Let's suppose we are finding from this sheet only. So they are asking, right, कौन सी range के लिए आपको बनाना है pivot table. So they have automatically selected the range. You can see this. मेरे पास 3 ही कॉलम है और उन्होंने 3 के 3 कॉलम सिलेक्ट कर लिए, ठीक है. So for pivot table, first you need to go for data cleaning, है ना. आपका डेटा भले ही हैफेजार्डली जो भी है, बट आपको जिस कैटेगरी के लिए यू नीड टू प्रिपेयर अ पिवोट टेबल, सो यू नीड टू क्रिएट योर डेटा इन एक्सेल शीट, ठीक है. एंड देन यू कैन सिलेक्ट दिस, राइट. सो नाउ आई एम गेटिंग दिस रिजल्ट्स इनटू, right, so over here, so you can see this. So now they have given me the option. So now here your pivot table is ready, and they had given me the option कि आपको कौन सी चीज कहाँ चाहिए. जैसे कि you can see this over here pivot field के अंदर, ठीक है. तो pivot field के अंदर they are asking category size and amount, ठीक है. तो मुझे कौन सी चीज कैटेगरी में चाहिए कि कौन सी चीज साइज में चाहिए, so that I need to mention, ठीक है. Now I want the category and size into row. ठीक है, because it is a categorical representation. So you can see this pivot table. So हमारे पास 31,000 रोज के डेटा थे, बट अगर वो रोज के अंदर मैं बात करूं, so it has bifurcated into this from 4th to 11th. So total 8 kind of wares which the particular organization was dealing into it. Clear है यहाँ पर सबको?
Clear है sir.
ठीक है, अब मुझे मान लो कि अभी मैं साइज नहीं रख रहा हूं, आई जस्ट वांट टू ट्रैक द अमाउंट कि हर एक का अमाउंट क्या क्या हो रहा था. सो यू कैन पुट द अमाउंट इनटू वैल्यूज, सो ऑटोमेटिकली इट गेट रिफ्लेक्टेड, राइट. सो फ्रॉम लेडीज वेयर टू जेंट्स वेयर यू कैन सी दिस. अगर इफ आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट एथनिक ड्रेस, सो टोटल एथनिक ड्रेस जो सेल हुआ है वो कितने अमाउंट का हुआ है? 1,95,256. That is the total selling that this particular stores has make it in entire India. If I need to talk about the top, then it is 11,86,199, and it is western dress. It is 31,48,836. That is how you can interpret the data, and this is called the total sales. This is called total sales. I hope I'm making sense.
Yes sir.
ठीक है, so this is one pivot table that we have it. Now if you want to add some more category into it, then you can do it. Let's suppose if I want the size, ठीक है, तो देखो the moment I have clicked, you have the data in terms of size as well. कि अगर मैं size की बात करूं, right, in terms of ethnic dress, so you can see this 3XL, L, M, S, XL, XS and double XL. So total kurta selling was 495,9,377. Out of this, the different size of the kurta is having their sales into this way. Now somebody will ask me the question, sir, why you are teaching this to us? Right. So simple answer for this, that if being an organization, if you need to take decision that which product and in which size is going to sell out more, so you can take this decision. At the same point of time, if I need to distribute my products based on the city in which I am dealing this particular things, तो उस city के अंदर मेरा sales क्या हो रहा है, that also I need to identify, right? So कौन से city में, जैसे कि मान लो चंडीगढ़ है, चंडीगढ़ में डबल एक्सएल ज्यादा चल रहा है in ethnic dress, so I can send double XL ethnic dress more to the Chandigarh. So sales distribution can be possible when you have this kind of data. Future post forecasting is also possible. आप ये भी देखोगे कि कौन सा सबसे कम सेल हो रहा है. So आप देख रहे हो कि ethnic dress के अंदर excess जो है वो सबसे कम का हो रहा है production, right? So next time आप क्या करोगे? Being a smart manufacturer or being a smart businessman, you will try to reduce the production of this product and size. Are you getting my point?
Yes sir.
So managerial decision point of view, this tool is very useful, I must say. The moment I will remove it, it will again come into that particular fashion, that is category. And if you want both the things together, you can drag this column into rows. So now you can see this. You can see this. You have everything bifurcated. ठीक है, अब ये मैटर करता है कि आपको डेटा कौन से लेवल पे चाहिए. ठीक है, ये पहले साइज है और बाद में कैटेगरी है. सो इफ यू वांट टू शफल द कैटेगरी, सो यू कैन शफल इट डाउन. ठीक है, तो पहले देखो मैंने प्रोडक्ट वाइज साइज कर दिया है ना. अगर मैं एथनिक ड्रेस की बात करूं तो एथनिक्स में एक्सेल कितना है एंड ऑल दिस, राइट. सो इट विल बी इजी फॉर मी प्रोडक्ट वाइज नंबर ऑफ साइज दैट आई एम गोइंग टू सेल इट आउट. ठीक है, एंड द सेम वे यू कैन रिप्रेजेंट इन टर्म्स ऑफ द पिवोट चार्ट्स, right? So that is also available over here. So you can go into pivot charts. So it will create a pivot chart. So you can see this chart over here. So this is simple chart of pivot table so that you can make it out, right? यहाँ पर आपको different size मिल रही है. अगर उसको आपको किसी size को निकाल के you need to analyze. So you can do it like this, है ना. आपको अगर मान लो कि 2-3 size का ही analysis करना है, so you can remove this. मान लो कि मुझे एक्सेल, डबल एक्सेल और उन्हीं का एनालिसिस करना है, बाकी सबको निकाल देना है. ठीक है, तो I will do this and I'll select OK. So they will give me answer in that fashion. So it is quite adjustable. depending upon the requirement that your organization is having. So accordingly, you can put the things over here, right? And यहाँ पर आप अपना नाम भी rechange कर सकते हो. Total sales of product with size, right? So you can format your table like this, and you can make a bold. Even if you want to go into,
Sir, actually, this is we are using the right now the Excel, advanced Excel. But sir, from my point of view, this data can be also used in the Power BI tool, na?
Yes, sir. Power BI is only for data visualization. What I said, मैंने पहले बोला था जब दूसरे सॉफ्टवेयर के आविष्कार नहीं हुए थे, तो Excel was serving the purpose of all. But what is the difference between now Power BI and Excel? That in Power BI you have multiple charts with great data visualization. The representation of charts are good, right? So Power BI is only used for data visualization, not for data analysis. Clear? So that's the limitation. But in Excel, you can do all the wonders together, right? Power BI में usually क्या होता है? You need to arrange your data and you can visualize the data with just a frequency of things that you have it. Right. Apart from that, if you want to go for any advanced tools for analytical purpose, so it will not work. Clear?
Clear, sir. Clear.
Okay. So if you want the total amount, so you can go into the chart, and if you can click on add data labels. So add data labels will show you the total frequency that you have it. So you can see this for particular product, what will be your frequency. So this is called a data visualization part. Let me stretch it out more. So you can see this, the sales you have it for different products, and this is how the representations will be happening. Clear? So it is up to you how you are making it. So this is how you can do it. Okay?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is what the pivot table. Okay. So pivot table is very good option that we all have it. So you can see over here, I have shown you that you can apply this filter. So this filter is applicable to here also. If I don't want every products, but I want ethnic wear, kurtas, and saris, right? I need the observation of only these three things with the, three size. So you can see this. Your data has been modified within a fraction of seconds. The moment you applied your command, the data has been refined. Clear? So this is what the Power BI can do it. जैसे हम होते हैं ना कि when we are going for frequency distribution, तो हम क्या करते हैं, frequencies को बार बार run करते रहते हैं, ठीक है? But you don't have to do that. If you apply the filter over here, it will get generated. Your table will be ready. You don't have to do anything. Just like we are going for research, and when we are going for frequency distribution, frequency analysis, so what we are doing in SPS is we are running frequency distribution, and then we are putting this data and we are making in charts. But pivot table will automatically generate your charts for the data that you want. So जो variables आपको नहीं काम के उसको निकालो, and बाकी के variables को आप ले लो. That is how the things will happen. Is it clear?
Sir, yeah.
Yeah. So
Yes, sir.
this is the pivot.
Sir, kindly we use the data for the practice.
Yes.
Can you give the data for accessing the practice?
Yes, sir. I will share it some other files to do the practice. No issue.
Definitely. Thank you.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. So this is how you can go for pivot table. So if you have any query in pivot table, so you can ask me right now, or else you can go ahead.
Then go ahead, sir.
Fine. So pivot table is done, right? We have seen lookup as lookup, right? Now, if you want to find out, right, that in this amount figure, right, where the amount figures that we have taken, now we need to find out the usage of this functions that is called max function and minimum function, right? Max function and minimum function, right? So what max will do, give it to us. So max function will give us what is the maximum price at which the product has been sold out, and what would be the minimum price at which that particular product has been sold out. So it will give the maximum and minimum price of the products at which I have done my business, right? So out of entire data, that is one option is I can use this data and I can go into filter. This is one option that I can do it, right? I can apply this filter and the filter will give it to me, or else I can sort it out data from smallest to largest, right? If I'll go with, you can see this, the minimum is 229, but if I need to see the maximum, again I need to go for largest. So largest is 3000. This is one of the option. But let's suppose I need to go for there is no sorting at all, right? So I need to go for initial series that I had it, no filter, and I need to find out the maximum value out of the series. So I can use max, okay, for number of series that you want. So I need to find out for this value series. So Control Shift Enter, and if I'll close this bracket, so it will automatically give me the maximum price of the product at which I have sold out. So you can see this, it is 3336. That's why I have shown you before applying this function, I had applied the filter. So you will have the cross checking of the answers that we are talking about. Clear? So max function is clear?
Yes, sir.
Fine. Same way, you need to go for the minimum function, right? Same way, it will give me the minimum value at which I have sold out my product. So if I'll click over here, Control Shift and down key, so and close the bracket, so it will generate the result for you. What was the minimum price?
200 something.
229 something, right?
Right.
So yes, 229. So this is the minimum value that we have it. Okay? So is there any doubt?
No, sir.
Fine.
Yes.
Clear hai sabko?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now, last time we had seen the regression analysis,
Right, sir.
right? So at that point of time, I told you the scatter plot.
Scatter plot.
Do you remember that? In the last query session, I told you that we need to see the scatter plot.
What is this scatter plot, sir?
Acha, इसलिए तो मैंने I had taken the name with the purposefully, whether you know it or not.
I remember the formula of regression. I know how to calculate, but what is this scatter plot?
Yes, just a second. Let me show it. कहाँ गया?
The example of gold and silver or effect of that on the GDP, no?
हाँ वही सैंपल डेटा था ना, सैंपल डेटा करके एक फाइल था.
सिल्वर वाला सैंपल डाटा था.
Sample data, right? So this was the data for which we were talking about, right?
Right, this one.
So scatter plot is one of them. So see that how the data has been scattered. So you can go into insert. Okay. Now you go into the charts.
Okay.
क्या हो गया भाई? Let me allow. All charts.
Okay.
Okay. So now you can see the scatter.
Yes, yes.
So if you click on this scatter plot, so you can see this scatter plot. So automatically they have taken one data of correlation.
Sir,
Can you repeat? It was there was some network issue, so I.
correlation.
Can you repeat your query?
0 to 0.
Madam, can you repeat your query? There was some internet connectivity issue.
Are you getting my voice now, sir?
Yes. Go ahead. Yes, please go ahead. I can listen.
Again,
Light
बंद हो गया.
I couldn't hear you, madam. Your voice has gone. Yeah, fine.
So now it is
go ahead.
fine. scatter diagram is that one, not in correlation we have.
Yes, how the data has been scattered from each other.
In the scattered, we have the correlation that 0 to 0.24.
Yeah, I'll show you how scatter plot will work. Okay. So scatter plot.
Is it audible, sir?
Yes. So scatter plot, you need to select the series, insert.
So scatter diagram is something that which is related to correlation, na? In which we have make a like from 0 to 0.24 low degree of correlation, right? No?
Yes. And
Right,
you can also
there
see
it is a perfect correlation or there is a negative correlation.
correlation तो
high
3
modulation.
तो बाद में आएगा, but you can see this how scattered these data are. ठीक है? If I'm talking about silver to GDP, right? Let me take it. So we have taken these 3 data, right? And insert, we have this charts, and you can see this scatter plot. So how the data are scattered from each other, right? So this is what the scatter diagram it looks like. So there are various various kinds of tools that you can use it. So your scatter plot should look like this. You look like this. So many of things are there which you can use it out. So you can, if you want axis title, so you can write down the titles over here. Okay. So this is what the scatter plot is. It will show how the datas are, whether they are joined with each other or how scatteredly they are deviated from each other. So that is where you will come to know the variations in the price. Are you getting it?
Yes, sir. Very clear. Fine.
तो यहाँ पर अगर आप देख रहे हो सिल्वर, तो सिल्वर के प्राइस आप देखो कितने स्कैटर्ड है. एक पॉइंट आपको यहाँ दिख रहा है, एक पॉइंट आपको यहाँ दिख रहा है, एक पॉइंट आपको यहाँ दिख रहा है और एक पॉइंट आपको यहाँ दिख रहा है. और याद करो आपका रिजल्ट कि जहां पर कोरिलेशन भी सबसे ज्यादा जीडीपी पे स्कैटर्ड सिल्वर का ही था, रिग्रेशन में भी सिग्निफिकेंट इंपैक्ट सिल्वर की ही हुई थी और इसीलिए सिल्वर का वेरिएशन भी सबसे ज्यादा दिख रहा है. They are highly variated. Right. क्यों variated है? Because they have shown a significant impact on the GDP. Otherwise, if they are not scattered, if the difference is not so high, so it looks like this, just like you can see this GDP price. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
GDP में उतना वेरिएशन नहीं दिख रहा है आपको, है ना? GDP एक लेवल पे चलता है. But who has make a difference on GDP? That is the silver. Right. So this
that is why the silver is more scattered.
Yes. Right. So scatter diagram is one of them which you can use it for your analytical purpose. Those who are doing in finance, those who are writing their papers, so they can go ahead with this, right? So you can type your access title over here. Right.
Like what we can do it, we can show the data with the help of correlation and regression. And then for the presentation point of view, we can use this also.
Perfect. Whenever you are going for initial presentation in terms of frequency and understanding of the data,
right?
Even before applying any test, with the visualization of the data, you will come to know how much variations are there and how much it could be possible.
Right.
With the visualization of data, you will come to know who will have a correlation, which kind of correlation. अगर आप silver में देखो तो silver में we found out positive correlation.
Right.
You can see the silver price variations are there, but much on the higher side. You can see this in comparison to the dots that we have on the lower side. So silver has shown a positive correlation. Why? Because at the same point of time, silver is going up and GDP is little bit going high at every interval that we have taken. Is it clear?
Clear, sir. Very clear.
This is how you can interpret. ठीक है? अगर मान लो कि ये ऊपर जा रहा है, GDP नीचे आता है trend wise, so you can see that there is a correlation, but it is a negative correlation. है ना? तो आपका correlation value would come into the negative values. ठीक है?
Right, sir.
Okay. So have you applied ANOVA test on Excel? ANOVA? No, na?
No, sir.
So
No.
let's see to it.
Is there any full form of ANOVA? Okay.
Analysis of variance.
Okay.
Analysis of
So
variance.
basically analysis of variance is called ANOVA. So
Sir, it is a non-parametric test, na? Actually, I am little bit confused.
no,
Actually,
no, sir. It is a parametric.
What is this parametric? Sorry to say, but I'm very new in all these things in this field of, but I'm trying my best to learn it. So what, please tell me, what is this parametric test?
Just give me a minute. I'll let you know. अभी आपने जो क्वेश्चन किया है, सो मुझे खजाने में से कुछ चीजें निकालनी पड़ेगी.
पैरामीट्रिक टेस्ट में तो टी टेस्ट एफ टेस्ट भी जाता है, टी टेस्ट एफ जेड टेस्ट.
I'll come to it. So अब देखो पैरामेट्रिक एंड नॉन पैरामेट्रिक. ठीक है, सबसे पहला क्वेश्चन ये था. So let me take a fresh sheet and let me allow for 1 minute. I'll take my pen. Okay, now see parametric. ठीक है, what is parametric and what is non-parametric, right? So that was a doubt. Is it visible?
Sir, but it's not working properly. Your pen tap is not working properly.
चलिए ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं. So one is parametric and another one is non-parametric. ठीक है, so parametric is and another one is non-parametric. Let me take the table only so that we'll have the clarity. So parametric and non-parametric. ठीक है,
Right.
let me format this table first. Okay, so parametric test and non-parametric. ठीक है.
Excuse me, sir. Parametric test, that means ki countable product to be included. Non-parametric does not countable product. For example, age group, female, male, production, sales. That is data is parametric test. Non-parametric test is part of the qualitative test, not a quantitative test.
No, sir. No. I'll clear that point. I think many of you don't know what is parametric, what is non-parametric, and there are a lot of assumptions which is going on for parametric and non-parametric. So let me come on the common front. So parametric test and non-parametric test. So for data, it is common, right? Just like what is the rule for parametric? So first of all, you need to check the normality of the data, right? You need to check the normality of the data, right? You know normality test?
Again, I must say no.
In SPSS, see, whenever you are going for any analysis in social science, in any survey or any sort of, I have seen many of the FDP program, right? People are teaching, SPSS and all this. But I always insist on first parameter that you should know what you are using and why you are using, right? Without that, there is no mean. मैंने पहले बोला था कि machine है, कुछ भी run करके दे देगा. The moment I have entered the data, machine will run it. But whether this data is applicable on that particular front or not, or have this data has qualified all the criteria to apply this particular test or not, that we need to identify first. Then only you can apply the respective test. And parametric और non parametric apply करने के लिए सबसे पहले आपको उसकी reliability and validity check करनी पड़ती है. Otherwise, if your data has not proven reliability and validity, I'm sorry to say, but you cannot go with any sort of test if your data is not proving reliability and validity, right? But nowhere I have seen this talks whether your data has qualified for parametric or whether your data has been qualified for non-parametric test. So this is the first duty that you need to do. So to go for normality of the test in SPSS, you need to go for Kolmogorov, Kolmogorov-Minro test and Shapiro-Wilcoxon, right? KS or SW test जिसका short form बोला जाता है, Shapiro-Wilcoxon, right? अब उसमें भी criteria है, if your number of samples are equal to 100 or less than 100, then you can go for Shapiro-Wilcoxon test. And if your number of samples are going beyond 100, you can't go for Shapiro-Wilcoxon. You need to go for Kolmogorov-Minro test. Okay. This is common criteria, whether to generate normality or not. Okay. Once your data has proven, right? Once your data has proven with the p-value of both the tests, whether you have your sample 100 or whether you have your sample more than 100, if your p-value for either Shapiro-Wilcoxon, that is SW test, and Kolmogorov-Minro, that is KS test, if your p-value is less than 0.05, what does it indicate?
Significance.
H0?
Hypothesis, null hypothesis is accepted.
Yes. So H0 is rejected.
Hmm.
What is null hypothesis for normality?
Oh.
Null hypothesis for normality is data are normal
Sure.
and alternatives data are not normal. So when your p-value is less than 0.05, my dear researcher, I'm sorry to say, your data has not proven normality. You can't go for parametric test. If your data is not proving normality, so if your p-value is less than 0.05, you need to go for non-parametric test. You cannot go for parametric test. And if your p-value is greater than 0.05, your data has proven normality, because if you go with greater than 0.05, so here, if it is greater than, then your H0 will be accepted. And H0 is saying that your data are normal. That means if your data are normal, then you can apply parametric test. And if your data is not normal, then you can go for non-parametric test. I hope I'm making sense.
Yes, sir.
Yes or no?
Clear, sir.
Okay? Once it is done, then you have different parameters to use it. ठीक है? अगर मैं parametric test की बात करूं, so you have independent
And dependent variable.
No. Independent sample t-test.
Okay.
You have two sample t-test. ठीक है? You have one way ANOVA. तो अभी एक सर ने आंसर दिया था कि it is non-parametric. ANOVA is parametric. Two-way ANOVA.
Yes.
Right? So these are the tools which you can use it. Right? अब जितने parametric test हैं, उसके against में उनके independent parametric test हैं. Let's suppose I have this SPSS file open for me. अगर आप यहाँ पर जाओगे एनालाइज में, राइट, तो अभी जिनको कंफ्यूजन था कि अनोवा पैरामेट्रिक है कि नॉन पैरामेट्रिक है, तो सिंपल आंसर दैट आई कैन गिव इट टू यू. आप यहाँ पर देखो कंपेयर मीन्स इज फॉर पैरामेट्रिक. क्लियर?
Sir, how to know these data are under parameter or non-parametric? Means normally distributed or not distributed?
I'll show you, sir. ये एक डेटा है, ठीक है, जहाँ पर मैंने एक ऑनलाइन सर्वे किया था, कस्टमर सेटिस्फेक्शन टुवर्ड्स ऑनलाइन बैंकिंग, है ना, ये एक डेटा है एसपीएसएस में.
Obviously.
ठीक है, यहाँ पर जाइए डिस्क्रिप्टिव एंड यू हैव दिस ऑप्शन कॉल्ड एक्सप्लोर. ठीक है, यू क्लिक ऑन दिस.
Okay.
And you need to put your Likert scale data into it. ठीक है? सो मैंने यहाँ पर क्या किया था, उसके फैक्टरिंग्स लिए थे, फैक्टरिंग्स, ठीक है. आई कैन गो विद द Likert scale data also. These are the Likert scale data that I have it. So I will select all the variables and I'll put this on this side. Only Likert scale data needs to prove normality, huh? Only Likert scale and ratio data. You know, nominal data should not go for normality. Please kindly ensure these things. I cannot put gender and age into normality. I hope I'm making sense.
Getting you, sir.
Sir, actually I could not understand what.
सर जैसे कि जो मैं अभी आपको बता रहा हूँ उसका जो क्वेश्चनर है ये है. जैसे मैंने यहाँ पर पूछा है व्हाट इज द एज ऑफ कस्टमर. शुड आई prove the normality for age of customer?
No, that is
not at all, sir, right? But what I have taken in my study, that is the Likert scale data that I have taken.
Likert scale, okay.
Right. For that I can prove the normality. And for that also, yes, for that I need to prove normality. So you can see this. First is accessibility. So in this you can see this accessibility, that is Likert scale data. So Likert scale data and ratio data, जैसे कि कोई स्टॉक मार्केट डेटा है ना, अभी जैसे हमने कल ही किया था, अभी किया था रादर, यहाँ पर ये जो डेटा है ना, ये इसका भी मैं नॉर्मालिटी में ढूंढ सकता हूँ. मैंने आपको सिखाया था, याद करो.
Actually, I was not present before the time.
Descriptive statistics. I'll show you. No issue, sir. Descriptive statistics यहाँ पर गए थे आप लोग, तो मैंने बोला था कर्टोसिस. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Analysis.
Data analysis.
Skewed na kurtosis. Skewed.
Yes. So here you have the descriptive statistics,
Right.
which will prove your normality. Now you need to select your range. कि आपको कौन सा डेटा का नॉर्मालिटी चाहिए. So I will select this. Right. मुझे गोल्ड, सिल्वर और जीडीपी का चाहिए. And down key. Select, and I need a labels for all the functions. Summary statistics if I want, confidential interval if I want, and click OK. So you can see this data. Okay? Can you identify this data?
Yes, sir.
So this is what this normality is, kurtosis and all this, right? आप उसको SPSS में
Sir, this means standard error, median mode. These are the normality ना.
हाँ सर, आप Day 5 का वीडियो मेरा देख लीजिए. We had a huge discussion on this. ठीक है, तो आज मैं उसमें टाइम नहीं निकालूंगा. ठीक है, तो I'll go for this particular things. जैसे कि यहाँ पर आपको दिख रहा है, ठीक है. Now you can see this statistics, nothing to do. In plots, if you come to this, you need to select this normality plots with test. So SPSS will generate your results to check your normality. ठीक है. If you press continue, then it will be done. बस उसके अलावा आपको कुछ करने की जरूरत नहीं है. You press OK, your results will be generated. It will take time because the statements are huge. So the message is coming running examining. So the software is running the test. Then it will give the results. Yes. So results is ready. है ना. अब many times when we are using SPSS हम क्या करते हैं, हम इस विंडो को स्क्रॉल करते रहते हैं. तो you don't need to do this. मुझे यहाँ पर नॉर्मालिटी टेस्ट का रिजल्ट चाहिए. So I'll go into test of normality, and you can see this significant value. I'll take it into Excel file so you'll have the more clarity. ठीक है. अब इसी डेटा का मैंने नॉर्मालिटी लिया है. ठीक है. Now I have put in this file, so you can see this. Now you can see this value. Can you see this?
0.
Yes. What does it indicate? Is it less than 0.5 or greater than?
Less than.
So if it is less than, what about null hypothesis? Accepted.
Null hypothesis accepted.
Sorry?
H1 will be accepted. H0 rejected.
What is your null hypothesis for normality? Data are normal. And data are not normal. ठीक है. So this is your assumption. Usually normality में जो hypothesis होता है वो reverse होता है. यूजुअली हम फिर जब नॉर्मल हाइपोथेसिस बनाते हैं उसमें क्या अजम्पशन होता है कि नो सिग्निफिकेंट डिफरेंस, यस और नो। जब हमने रिग्रेशन रन किया था तो ये हमारा हाइपोथेसिस था। यूजुअली नल हाइपोथेसिस आर नेगेटिव सेंटेंस एंड देयर इज अ सिग्निफिकेंट डिफरेंस, बट नॉर्मलिटी में वो उल्टा होता है। आई होप आई एम मेकिंग सेंस, ठीक है।
In normality, there is a
रिवर्स, दिस इज पॉजिटिव स्टेटमेंट एंड इन नॉर्मल केस ऑफ हाइपोथेसिस इट इज नेगेटिव स्टेटमेंट्स, बट नॉर्मलिटी में हाइपोथेसिस रिवर्स होते हैं स्टेटमेंट में।
okay. Sir.
Acceptance rejection criteria are same, but
Right,
the
sir.
statement of null hypothesis are reversed in normality. So if your p value is less than 0.05, what should I indicate? Null accepted or rejected?
Data are normal.
Every
no?
answer should be come with acceptance and rejection of null. So if it is
Null
less than
hypothesis.
0.05, it is falling into rejection region. So your H0 will be rejected. If it is rejected, and the rejected statement is data are normal. So if it is rejected, so who is going to accept it?
H1.
And H1 is saying your data are not normal. Hence, I need to go for non-parametric test.
Yes.
I hope I'm making sense.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So if your data is not showing normality, so in spaces you can go for analyze, non-parametric. In non-parametric, you can go into legacy dialog box and you can start here. जैसे K independent sample t test है, ठीक है। So यहाँ पर you have the test, right? So जो आपका आंसर था ना, तो मैं यहाँ पर यही लिखने वाला था, K independent.
Sir, instead of that, straight away they can go to the histogram and then let them see that graph.
That is fine, madam. That is fine. But when you need to write down the values in your reports, what should be there?
That anyhow they will be going to understand, but
that is histogram will be see, histogram is also going to create over here, right? If you can see this box plot, I was talking about box plot. So this is box plot I was talking. उसके ऊपर आप देखोगे तो वो आपको जो आपको स्कैटर डायग्राम है वो भी दिख रहा है। अब आपको यहाँ बॉक्स प्लॉट दिख रहा है। मैंने बोला था ये जो बीच में लाइन है ना वो मीन है, ठीक है। तो अगर आप यहाँ पर बॉक्स प्लॉट में देखोगे तो नीचे की साइड पे ऑब्जर्वेशन ज्यादा दिख रहा है, मतलब on a downward side there are huge variation in the data. It is not in the sequence. There is so many ups and downs in the data. So this data has not proven the normality in terms of the variable which I'm talking, accessibility. Same way you can go for other box plot also. और आप देखोगे हर box plot में यही हालत है, ठीक है। That means इसीलिए ये जो एरिया है ना, ये बाहर का एरिया है जो आपके मीन एरिया में रीजन में फॉल नहीं कर रहा है। अगर ये मीन रीजन में फॉल कर रहा होता ना तो ये लाइन जो बनी है ना वो नहीं होती। एंड दैट्स प्रूव्स कि आपका जो बॉक्स एरिया है उसमें से अगर कोई लाइन निकल रही है बॉक्स प्लॉट में, so that proves that this data is not proving normality. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
थोड़ा ज्यादा नहीं हो गया ना?
सर बहुत हो गया।
Sir, actually continuous practice will be.
Yes, you have to be in touch with the research. If you leave research, research will leave you.
Definitely.
Yes, and that is very important that we all need to maintain. तो भी हो पाएगा। अगर आपको एक्सेल में वही अच्छा, मैं नॉन पैरामेट्रिक पे बात कर रहा था, क्विकली आई विल सम इट अप, ठीक है ना। ये 2 इंडिपेंडेंट सैंपल टी टेस्ट है, तो आप यही टेस्ट आप देखोगे वो सारी चीजें तो एक्सेल में भी मिलेगी। नॉन पैरामेट्रिक लीगल डायलॉग बॉक्स 2 इंडिपेंडेंट सैंपल टी टेस्ट, ठीक है। यहाँ पर आपको दिख रहा है मैन वाइटनी यू टेस्ट।
ओके मैन वाइटनी।
तो यहाँ पर एक्सेल में उसका नाम है, एक्सेल में वो नॉन पैरामेट्रिक नहीं होता है, ठीक है। बट अगर आपका डेटा नॉन पैरामेट्रिक प्रूव नहीं करना है तो यू हैव टू गो फॉर इट, ठीक है। मैन वाइटनी यू टेस्ट। अगर आप अनोवा पे जा रहे हो तो आपको जाना है क्रूस्कल वॉलिस टेस्ट, ठीक है। और
अगर if p value is less than 0.05, then you have to put any one of the test according to these 3.
No, I'll let you know. There is a logic in that. You cannot put anyone. This is not at all applicable. ठीक है? And there is a Friedman test, right? So अगर आपको 2-way ANOVA में अगर non parametric में जाना है, so you can go for Friedman test, right? So these are the various tests that we have it. Now every test has their own utilization. जैसे कि ये जो independent sample t test है, ठीक है? ये जो independent sample t test है, right? अब मैं इसको कब यूज कर सकता हूँ? So independent sample t test means if I have only one variable, if I have only one variable, ठीक है? Just like gender, right? और या तो आप जो होता है ना dichotomous 0-1, 2-way मतलब if I have a variable gender जिसमें मेरे पास दो आंसर है, one is male, another one is female. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So I can go with 2 sample t test. तो अगर डेटा आपका नॉर्मल आ रहा है, तो अगर आपको जेंडर का ओपिनियन चाहिए, तो आप जेंडर का ओपिनियन में अगर आपके डेटा के अंदर मेल फीमेल दो ही कैटेगरी है और आपको डिफरेंस ऑफ ओपिनियन ढूंढना है ऑनलाइन बैंकिंग के बारे में, then you can go for 2 sample t test. I hope I'm making sense.
Right.
थर्ड कैटेगरी, जैसे कि आप यहाँ पर क्वेश्चनर में आ रहे हो, I will directly take you to क्वेश्चनर. अगर आप क्वेश्चनर में आ रहे हो, अब मुझे जेंडर हो गया, अब मैंने सोचा कि एज वाइज डिफरेंस आ रहा है फॉर दी डिफरेंट फैक्टर्स फॉर ऑनलाइन बैंकिंग. जो फैक्टर कौन सा है? ये जो लाइकर्ट स्केल पूछे हमने, है ना, इसके ऊपर, ठीक है? तो अगर मुझे वो फाइंड करना है एंड आई हैव मोर देन 2 कैटेगरी, देन आई कैन नॉट गो फॉर मैन वाइटली, बिकॉज मैन वाइटली हैज अ लिमिटेशन कि आपके पास 2 ही वेरिएबल्स होने चाहिए, अदरवाइज यू कैन नॉट. ठीक है? अगर आपके पास 2 से ज्यादा वेरिएबल है तो उसका सॉल्यूशन है क्रुस्कल-वालिस. ठीक है ना? जैसे एज में यहाँ पर कितनी कैटेगरी दिख रही है आपको? अप टू 20, 21 टू 30, 31 टू 40, 41 टू 50, 51 टू 60 एंड अबव 60. So can you go for man whitening? 2 sample t test? No. Yes, you need to go for Kruskal-Wallis test. ठीक है? So you need to go for KW test if your data is not showing normality and if you have more than 2 categories, है ना? Like 21 to 30 years of age and also on, ठीक है? In your nominal variable. And 2-way ANOVA is same applicable to this. If you want on both the side of answer, so you can go for 1-way ANOVA, right? मतलब अगर आपका 2 डिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल हो रहा है, ठीक है ना? जैसे यहाँ पर क्या होता है, एक इंडिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल होता है और एक मल्टीपल इंडिपेंडेंट यहाँ पर एक डिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल होता है और इंडिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल मल्टीपल्स होते हैं. बट 2-वे ANOVA कब यूज होता है? जब आपके डिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल 2 है और इंडिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल मल्टीपल हो सकते हैं. ठीक है? Then you can go for 2-way ANOVA. And for that, if it is normality, then you can go for 2-way ANOVA. If data are not normal, you need to go for Friedman test. ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
Fine enough?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I think that is what I want. If anything you want to know, so you let me know because we have already finished the timeline for the FDP. अगर आपका कोई requirement है तो बताइए. So accordingly I'll go ahead. Otherwise there are so many other things. अच्छा, आपको ये जो मैंने टेस्ट बताया वो आपको कहाँ से रन करने हैं? So you need to go into data again, data analysis, and if you can see this, you can see this ANOVA 2-factor, single factor. ठीक है? Correlation we have run it. Then if you go ahead on the downside, so you can see this 2 sample t test, ठीक है, with equal variance and not equal variance. That is called what I can say, homogeneity of variances. ठीक है? And you have 2 samples for me, that is ANOVA. ठीक है? Done?
Yes, sir. Yes.
And there are so many lot of other tests also, so that you can go ahead and once you will practice, you will come to know. Fine enough?
Definitely.
So that's it from
my side. Kindly share all the sheets for practicing for coach.
I'll share it, sir. I'll share it. No issue.
Okay, thank you so much, sir, for this wonderful session. The session was very interesting. You maintain the interaction throughout the session with the participants.
Yes.
So you share your valuable knowledge. So thank you so much for your knowledge and for your time. Thank you so much from entire RFI team.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, Ajay sir.
Please accept our sincere.
Array,
Please accept our sincere appreciation from RFI team.
definitely, madam. It's an honor to receive it from RFI.
Yes, sir. And now I want to put one important point here. I would like to thank Dr. Priyanka Rathi, ma'am, program coordinator of this FDP. So, ma'am, thank you so much for organizing this FDP. I think everyone enjoyed this FDP. And at last, I would like to discuss 3-day indoor education fest that we have discussed in the beginning of the session. So, in briefly, I am including all the points of that fest. And at last, I will share the link where you can visit the website and get more information related to the fest. So, in this fest, we are having International Education Award Ceremony, Vishisht Nari Samman Samaro, Summit on NEP, International Conference on Innovation Challenges in Multidisciplinary Research and Practices, that is on 23rd of September, and International Conference of Sustainable Management on Dry Waste and Wet Waste. And this is on 24th of September. With this, we have cultural program, exhibitions, and lectures. So you can join us from 23 to 25th, and I'm sharing the link in the chat window so that you can visit the website and can get more information. And at last, it is time for vote of thanks. So I would like to thank RFI team because by that we can make benefits and about the subject. So for that, RFI, Dr. Professor Ashok Kumar Gupta sir, Chief Managing Director of RFI, Dr. Ajay Jain sir, Dr. Priyanka Rathi ma'am, our subject expert, Dr. Ankita Jain ma'am, Dr. Chanchala Jain ma'am, Dr. Parul Sharda ma'am, Dr. Kunal Suri ma'am, Dr. Deepak Agrawal sir. Thank you so much, everyone. And at last, I would like to thank all the participants. So stay with us and keep learning. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you so much, sir, for the today's session also.
Thank you, madam. Yeah, I'm signing off, right? Thank you.
So thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your wonderful presentation.